Okay, so if we inspect the google.com and check the way it works, you will find that the whole element is just in there, and what is happening is the position of the element itself is keep changing, so it looks like it's moving up and down. So we're gonna implement that as well. So this button is going to be displayed when the other button or the trending is not displayed. And we're going to have two methods or events. The first one is mouse enter, and I will just call it on mouse enter. And the other one is mouse out, which I'll probably not going to be using it. So the first thing we're going to be getting the data or making an array with these words. I'm feeling lucky, I'm feeling playful, etc. Now I will have a div with the class of feelings. You can have a better name for that, and I will loop through the array that we just defined. What we want is just to display the all content of that array inside our button. Now we're gonna start working on our button and the container that wraps the button. So now what we want to do is when we hover over the mouse is to have a border and we want to have a line height between our content, our array content. That looks better. We just need the fonting to reduce it to fit into that. The hover did not work, so I missed the solid. Now it should work. And now I want to change the position. I think I'm gonna need to wrap inside another div. Because they all gonna have the same position, and that's why it looks like they are overlapped. Now we're just gonna test with top of 0 and top of rem. And instead of hard coding it, we going to pass the value of the position dynamically. But before that, let's try it by typing in to see if everything is working fine. Yeah, it is. So now we start to going passing data. I defined a property named random, which is actually going to be having a random number from 1 to 8. And this can be achieved by making use of the random method of the math object or class, and dividing it by the length of the array we have, and we want it to start from 1. This is working, but I think the relative is in a different parent, so we need the button to be the relative, or the position relative, to not go far away. And now we're gonna be using the switch, or you can use the if else if statements. And what we do is we checking if these values passed is from 1 to 8. So if it's one of these values, we want to change to a new value. Like for example, if it is 1, we want the random to have 0. If the random value returned is 2, we want the random property changed to negative 1.7. and so on. Now for every generated number, we're gonna be having a different value. Now as you can see, it's moving fine. If for some reason it's not on your side, you try to change the values. And now we want the transition to be smoother, to look like the one we have it at the google.com. And we want the overflow to be hidden, so we're only going to be seeing one element at a time. Okay, now we just want to align these two items, and I'm going to be using the button group class to do that, since these two are child of the button group div parent. I will just simply be using the flex display and set the justify content to center. Okay, now let's look better. Now we're gonna fix the header, the navigation, and as you remember, we gave a modifier of top to the button, so we can give it a different color. In this case, I will just give it a light blue, and the color will be white. The footer is very straightforward, so all what we're gonna do is to use an order list to list the navigations. We're gonna use the li and the anchor elements. I'm gonna make use of the emit, and here I'm going to be using the leaf icon of the font awesome, and this is what we're getting. So now we need to style it. Before that, I'll get the background color by using the color picker. Starting from the third child, we want to move all the element more to the right. The same thing starting from the fourth element, we want to move the element all the way to the right. And we're gonna get rid of the underline. We're gonna have a color for the text, and when we hover, we're gonna have a bottom of gray color. For some reason it didn't work. It should. That's because we nested inside the nav. This is a standalone class. Okay, this is it. The last thing I want to do, I just want to have the leaf to have a green color. So if you like, subscribe now and hit the like button. As for the launcher, I have an image that I downloaded. So all I'm gonna do is just to set the width to 2 rem. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye.